Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, shortage of accountants in various ministries. Woman found guilty of murder. And 6 people homeless after early morning blaze.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Leading news tonight, remains of a newborn baby was found in Nawaka Nandi today. Police spokesperson Ananai Soro confirms that crime scene investigators are currently at the scene conducting investigations. Resident Sachindra Govind says everyone in the village are shocked as this is the first incident of its kind. He says the discovery was made by a group of children around 9 to 10:30 a.m.
Small children were playing around. And as soon as they went back at the back of the house, they saw a thing which they imagined it's a part of a cow's leg, maybe a knee of the cow, maybe people celebrated Eid or something. But after that, the elders came in, and they just found that it's a skull of a small baby.
It's been revealed that some government ministries and departments continue to face capacity issues, especially in their accounting sections. The Ministry of Economy says some ministries and agencies have a shortage of accountants or long gaps when an accountant resigns. This was highlighted during the ministry's submission to the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Public Accounts today. Akusita Tale has more details.
Some government agencies don't have enough accountants, while some are not available on a regular basis, affecting the continuity of the audit system.
This we find is a major contributing factor to audit issues, and it stems from misposting or incorrect recording of transactions in the FMIS by the ministries and departments.
Some accountants lack understanding of auditing and the financial management information system, which facilitates and administers the processes and accounting system of the government.
These are some of the areas where we see, resultant is the incorrect and inaccurate balances that have been recorded in FMIS, and therefore has an impact on the whole of government financial statements.
So what sort of procedures, process or strategies that the ministry is undertaking?
Makereta Conrote says these issues can be solved by proper handover procedures and documentation if an accountant leaves the ministry.
Also ensuring that there are succession plans within the ministry to ensure that there's a pipeline of personnel who can be trained to effectively take up these functions when staff leave the ministry.
The ministry says it will continue to provide consultations, support, assistance, training and awareness programs to heads of ministries and departments. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Labour Minister Chone Osumate has expressed disappointment over the few doctors who conduct a final impairment assessment for work-related deaths and injuries. Osumate says this has led to delays with some compensation cases. Ali Kimbia with the story.
Speaking to doctors at the Fiji Impairment Assessment Training, the Labour Minister reminded them of their role to bring about quicker settlements and payouts of compensation for workers.
We've been training a lot of doctors, but not all of them have been involved in the impairment assessment. I can understand some of the reasons for that. Doctors are very busy people. But we're hoping what we want to do is that more people are trained, the assessment can be done quickly.
The impairment assessment training has been ongoing over the years. However, there are still delays in conducting final impairment assessments by doctors.
Some cases go on for 5-6 years. And if somebody is injured after 5 or 6 years, they have not received the money that could help them move on with their lives.
Osumate says doctors are some of the main factors in resolving compensation cases.
We've now trained, I think, more than 200 doctors all across Fiji. We want them to start using this knowledge, so when people come for injuries for compensation, that can be done quickly.
The Fiji impairment assessment training is a vital part of the workers' compensation reform, as this will enable speedy assessment of work-related deaths and injuries. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
After deliberating behind closed doors for about 15 minutes, the three assessors in the trial of Miriam Pramila Devi found her guilty of the charge of murdering her de facto partner Balkrishna Naidu. Rachel Nath reports it is alleged Devi set her de facto partner on fire on November 17th in 2016 at their home in Sokoda, Suva.
The 41-year-old claims she only poured the leftover kerosene from the stove on her husband following an argument. Devi earlier told the court that setting Naidu on fire was unintentional. Judge Justice Celeste Temo, while summing up the case, said it was not unusual for the accused and victim to argue. He highlighted they both had taken domestic violence restraining orders against each other on multiple occasions. Justice Temo said the couple, who were together for 8 years, often fell into a love-hate relationship. It was also established during the trial that only 2 adults were present during the time of the incident which led to Naidu's death. However, before he had succumbed to his burns, Naidu was able to tell his side of the story to 3 witnesses who were presented by the prosecution. Naidu's version of the events was that Devi had set him alight. The judge will deliver his verdict tomorrow morning at 11:30. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
6 people are homeless after their homes, which were adjacent to each other, were destroyed in an early morning blaze today. The fire started around 8 a.m. at Yandrana settlement in Delainavesi Lami. Pranita Prakash was at the scene and filed this report.
The generally quiet neighborhood in Yandrana settlement woke up to sirens this morning.
I was at a small house and I kind of heard the fire truck alarm. So I ran up and the fire was all over the place. By then it almost, actually the fire started to get attached to the other houses.
Kali Korendure, who was at work at the time of the incident, says the fire has destroyed her family's years of hard work. 2 people, including an elderly lady, were inside one of the houses when the fire started. However, they managed to escape.
I was shocked and but at the same time, I found my way home and I was just standing here and looking what was happening.
When FBC News visited the site this morning, firefighters were still trying to put out the flames. Firefighters managed to control the blaze from spreading to nearby houses. An investigation is underway to establish the cause of the fire. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Still to come, crushing season begins for Lambasa Mill. A New Zealand government provides COP23 funding. Stay with us.
Bula, neva ngoma kay leloma, ngonga nakas ondo magrong ng Bula FM, nambando ay nasere.
Hoya ubasit sai Lambasa, ya ondo talita ina warong ng Bula FM, nambando ay nasere.
Guya do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambando ay nasere.
Wana tunga ng Bula FM, nambando ay nasere nawaluan.
Na vengo fani na tao ngo singa toka, kita ondo talita kana Bula FM, nambando ay nasere.
Bula FM, nambando ay nasere.
The Lambasa Sugar Mill has started its crushing season with a lot of hopes it will fully recover from the setbacks it suffered last year and the beginning of this year. FSC Chief Executive Graham Clark says there's a huge task ahead of them, being the first mill to operate. Eleanor Tarangai has more.
The tipping of the first load of cane to mark the starting of yet another new crushing season, along with renewed hopes of better performance and better results.
Lambasa Mill is the first to commence crush for the 2018 season. And I have full faith and I know that this mill will remain first in its performance as well.
Around 4,000 to 4,500 cane growers supply cane to the Lambasa Sugar Mill. Last year, the mill crushed around 630,000 tons of cane. This year, the mill, however, aims to crush around 700,000 tons.
Last year, Lambasa crushed about 40% of the crop in Fiji. This year, we're expecting that to increase probably to 44 to 45%. because Lambasa is doing what it can do best.
Nationally, the Fiji Sugar Corporation aims to crush 1.75 million tons of cane this season. While the aim for next year is 2.2 million tons, Lambasa has been challenged to also increase their tonnage.
I put the challenge here to the FAC team in Lambasa, our growers and stakeholders.
During the crushing season last year, the Lambasa mill faced a few challenges with its shredder. $7 million was spent last season in the maintenance of the mill to ensure it performs better this year.
We hope that the small investments that we've been able to make as we go through the period of recovery.
FSC currently produces around 200,000 tons of sugar annually, with the Lambasa mill contributing to around 44% of the total sugar tonnage. Eleanor Turangiviu, FBC News.
A man is dead while 2 others are admitted at Thavor Hospital following a motor vehicle accident at Yangara Flats this morning. The man was driving a rental car heading towards Rakiraki with 2 passengers when the car allegedly collided with the truck travelling in the opposite direction. The driver was trapped in the vehicle and died on the scene, while the 2 passengers were rushed to the Thavor Hospital. Police say initial information gathered indicates the 3 might have been drunk. However, this will be verified through the investigation process. The road death toll stands at 28 compared to 30 for the same period last year. The New Zealand government has provided more than $3 million in funding to the Fijian government for COP23 presidency. Acting Prime Minister Ayaz Said Kayum says the funding is an important agreement between the 2 countries and will be used to carry out projects related to the changing climatic conditions. Catherine Krishna reports.
Acting Prime Minister and Attorney General Ayaz Said Kayum says the New Zealand government has been providing continuous support for Fiji to address climate change.
New Zealand, of course, as you know, has been a good partner for Fiji. And in recent times, we've seen an escalation of various projects between Fiji and New Zealand, in particular with the New Zealand government's assistance in the area of agriculture. And as you know, that there are many climate-related aspects to agriculture.
New Zealand High Commissioner to Fiji, Jonathan Kerr, says their government is committed to providing assistance for solving the problems of climate change.
This additional contribution is also a mark of tremendous confidence in the exemplary leadership that Fiji has provided for the COP23 presidency and for climate change issues, not just regionally, but also globally.
Last year, the New Zealand government provided Fiji with $1.8 million in funding for the fight against climate change. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
Westernization not only continues to impact our culture but also our intellectual knowledge and traditional skills. During the launch of the publication Katanimana at the Fiji Museum today, Itaukei Affairs Permanent Secretary Naipote Katanitambua says it's important to strengthen our cultural institutions. Kelly Vadala reports.
Western influence on our culture and traditions has been visible, and it's slowly taking away a few practices left behind by our ancestors.
Our culture, traditions, customs, values have proven to build respected values in our people, passed down by our ancestors over hundreds of years. We must pause for a moment to assess where we come from, where we are now, and where to next.
Katanitambua says it's important to strengthen our cultural institutions.
The role of arts and culture plays a very important role in the development of our people. But most times we do not fully recognize its importance in our development plans. We should double our efforts in ensuring Melanesian arts and culture, Melanesian customs and values, dance and stories are protected.
Meanwhile, an 80-member delegation from various art forms will represent Fiji to the 6th Melanesian Arts Festival in the Solomon Islands next month.
It's a very strong delegation because 80% of the delegates that are going are mostly between the age of 20 to 40 years. So it's really a youthful delegation.
Funding for the delegation has been provided by the government through the Education Ministry. The MacFest Festival will be held from the 1st to the 10th of July. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
In sports later with Jamie, Semi Randrandra misses today's training run with the Fiji Airways Flying Fijians, but up next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break.
UN World Tourism Organization commends Fiji's effort. And in growing Fiji, new borehole commissioned in Sigatoka. Stay with us.
Voila, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Sigatoka. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Sigatoka. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Sigatoka.
Gold FM, only